Micheal Reeves is somewhat of a mystery to many of his viewers, and for good reason. Despite his many subscribers, he uploads a video about every year to a year and a half. From a business standpoint, this makes absolutely no sense. But to understand why this is, we need to go to the beginning. Micheal Reeves grew up in Hawaii, and like many other chronically online kids, he struggled in high school. To get around this, he decided to teach himself programming by using YouTube and online tutorials. And by doing so, he found a passion for programming and electronics. After graduating with low scholarship prospects, he managed to land a job with a local state government as a programmer. Now, it was around this time that Micheal Reeves set up 3 different programming tutoring companies. Now, why is that, you might ask? Well, that's because people would find one of the tutoring companies, and if they didn't like it, then they'd keep looking and they'd find his second company. After going through the options, they would most likely choose one of his 3 because there were little to zero other people doing this. So the odds of someone finding one of these companies that they liked were very high, and they were all funneling back to him. Through working at the job and the 3 companies he ran, he was able to save up enough money to move to Northern Arizona University, where he studied computer science. While going through the intro classes and general education, he started to lose his passion for programming, because what a lot of computer science students find out, as I have personally done myself, is that it's not a bunch of fun. And so what he did to keep his passion alive was side projects. Cue the first YouTube video. Micheal launches his channel by posting this video, the robot that shines a laser in your eye. Seems like a simple concept, but little did he know that by posting this video on a popular robotics subreddit that would blow up, getting him a total of 5 million views on his very first video. Fast forward 10 hours, he releases his next video thanking his new 4,500 subscribers. With the sudden explosion of this brand new challenge with only a single video, tech news started picking it up, pushing his reach even farther. Now, from this point, he just had to figure out how to capture the attention of the people he already had. So he starts trying to figure out what kind of videos that he needs to be making. He initially posted a few programming tutorials, but he found that he didn't really enjoy making those a ton. He even tried a vlog video where he just wanders around a hotel looking for stuff to do. Eventually settling on odd robotics-based challenge content. Continuing to move forward, he begins what I believe to be part 1 of the golden age of his channel. As he continues to make many different videos, he continues to hone his skills on editing, storytelling, and wrapping those into a well-made YouTube video. He continues to get better and racking up hundreds of millions of views. Soon enough, he collaborates with other YouTubers where he meets William Osment and makes a few videos with him. Eventually, he moves in with William Osment after Osment's house burns down. Eventually, he got them all evicted because of the projects he was doing. A little bit after he got evicted, he starts hanging around and creating content with the content creation house OTV. Eventually joins them and moves in, and these members are often featured inside his videos. Now enters the second golden age of his channel, which I believe we are still in today. Marking the beginning of the second age is where he releases the video where he builds a Sergio robot. In this video, compared to the last video, I really think that he made a huge jump in putting effort into the videos in terms of editing and crafting each shot, as well as storytelling and just the flow of the overall video. The following subsequent videos are often featuring bigger projects such as the Sergio robot, giving his fish $50,000 to trade stocks, as well as his most recent video, as of 11 days now, building a car out of 4 public scooters. Each video, I feel like he's continued striving to be better at editing, storytelling, all the things that make a good YouTube video. And with that, we can finally take a deeper look into his business and why it's not what you think. We can split the business of Micheal Reeves into 3 different sections. Let's start with the first one, his YouTube channel. Going even further, we can split his YouTube channel into 2 different parts: ad revenue and sponsorships. Now, for ad revenue, each video gets millions upon millions of views. His latest video he released 13 days ago now is at 6.4 million views. Now, understand that Micheal has said publicly that his ad rate is much lower than other creators because of the kinds of language and humor he uses in the video, which is kind of a double-edged sword, because 1, it gets his video demonetized sometimes. 2, that's one of the things that people love about his channel so much, is that he's not afraid to do things. And then part 2 of his channel is sponsorships, which I suspect to be a much more significant aspect of his channel. Now, as far as I know, he's never said publicly what he has made on sponsorships, but he gets millions of views and he's a very popular channel, so I suspect it's quite a large amount. From this portion, his income looks somewhat like this. When he uploads a video, a big spike of money. Months and months go by, sometimes even as much as a year, and his money slowly starts to dwindle, as we see on the graph. Then upload, another spike, and then the same pattern emerges. It goes down and down and down until another video upload. But once we throw in part 2, Patreon, we see that the graph looks a little bit different. Micheal has 2,825 subscribers or Patreon members. Now there's 3 different tiers: $2, $5, and $25. If we assume all of them are paying $5, or at least the majority, that's around $14,000. But I suspect that there's quite a mix between these roughly 2,000 to 3,000 people. So I'm gonna estimate it's somewhere between 5 to 10K. So with that is a monthly recurring income. So now the graph looks a little different. Video uploads, big spike, and then he starts spending money and it starts turning down. But then the month renews, Patreon money comes in, and 5 to 10K spike again, and then keep going down and down, and then the next month starts, and then another 5 to 10K spike. Now the question is here, does Micheal spend more than 5 to 10K a month? I think generally no. While there are certain months where he is working on a bigger project and he does buy bigger materials, so there's for sure some months where he's spending more than that. But on an average month, I think he is spending significantly less than that. Based off interviews and podcasts he's done, it sounds like that he keeps his monthly costs as low as possible, and he just kind of lives a very simple life outside of YouTube. And then number 3 is OTV, the group he's part in. While he doesn't live in the content creation house anymore, and I'm not exactly sure what his membership status with that is, he's still in a number of videos and is a quite popular member of the group. Again, it's impossible to say exactly how much he makes from these videos, but each of these videos are getting millions of views and it's a very popular channel, so it's got to be a fair amount. Now, interviews / podcasts he's done with Graham Stephan, Graham has asked him why doesn't he just go super hard in the videos and just pile up the cash as a kind of a security savings so that he can just live the life he wants to forever. But I don't think that Micheal Reeves is just a very minded person. He needs enough to work on his projects and enough to live. After that, I don't think he really considers money at all. He is mostly concerned about living a life that he can enjoy. As an example of this, if he hired an editor or someone to help him with projects, he could very easily double, triple, quadruple the amount of videos he puts out per year. Although, to be fair, 0 times 4 is still 0. But he enjoys the process. He likes putting together a cohesive video. And I don't think he wants to spend his time managing people rather than working on projects. Now, this is a key difference between him and other YouTubers like MatPat and some of the other ones that have recently retired. When MatPat started growing, he hired up a team and he started multiple different channels and he turned it into a full-time job. And when you're the business owner of a YouTube channel, it's generally not a 9 to 5. You're constantly thinking about the channel, ways to improve, different video ideas, and there's never really a good time to relax, which is why MatPat has recently stepped back and is now focusing on more behind the scenes content creation, things he actually enjoys doing. And I think that Micheal has seen YouTubers like this, and I think he realizes if he goes down that path of hiring an editor, hiring someone to help him, well, suddenly he has a large team that he feels pressure to put money into their bank accounts because they're working for him. It's almost like he's found his success and he's just coasting along it for as long as he can, as opposed to building it up and trying to make it a super consistent income for 10, 20 people. Now, a lot of business-minded people look down on this, but I think he's cracked the code. I think that he is legitimately, if he continues to enjoy YouTube, I think he will continue to upload videos for potentially the rest of his life because he's kept it almost as a hobby and he doesn't spend 9 to 5 working on it every day. He'll do it in bursts. Like maybe he'll spend 12 hours a day working on a video for 2 months straight, and then he'll take the next 6 months and play Fortnite. What it really comes down to is I think he knows what he wants in life. He doesn't want money. What he wants to do is spend his time how he wants with friends, having fun. And fortunately for him, he's found a way to support himself while he manages to live that lifestyle as a young 20-something-year-old. While, of course, working on what he loves, which is random projects. To me, this sounds like the perfect retirement, and he's getting to do it in his 20s. If you enjoyed this video, let us know by liking and subscribing, and go ahead and comment another creator you think we should look into the business of.